y'all, what's up? What is up? What's up? What's up? We are about to review a lot of the Housewife shows. Y'all know I missed a lot on last week, so I am about to come on screen and we will be reviewing the shows. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing it to all of the necessary platforms. Honey, give me 1 second and we will definitely get into some things here shortly. Please go ahead and be sure to like the video as you all come in. Sharing is also caring, so we definitely appreciate you guys for that. Give me 1 second. I got a chance to watch Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip episode 1. I have not gotten a chance to watch the other 2, but I'll check them out and see what they were giving. Y'all about to be mad, girl, because like in the first, few minutes, I must say, a girl was like, do I want to keep watching? Do I want to keep watching? Girl, let me go ahead and try and slide on camera. I'm trying to see what we should start with first. I'm going to start with the shows from last week that I missed. Okay, we'll start with Real Housewives of Dubai. We'll go ahead and start with this one. Let me make sure I share this in one more spot and then we'll get into some things. Okay, guys? Go ahead and like up the video if you have yet to do so. Okay, got that done. Here we are. Girl, what is this thing doing? I've been trying to do too many things at one time, guys. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and talk about Real Housewives of Dubai. First things first, I think Miss Stansberry, she's working on, her and Sergio, they getting a new building, okay? So she and her fiance are getting a new building. What we also learned is that he want a child. And she's 45, whereas I don't know how old Sergio is, but I mean, Miss Stansberry ain't trying to have no more children. And that's just what it is. I don't know how this is going to work in the long run for them, but that's going to be interesting to see the conflict between their relationship because she's not having another child. She do. That'll be interesting just to please him, to keep him. But I don't know. She may let him step outside, try and go and have a child of his own or something. Ain't no telling. Brooks is working on a spa. She's working on a spa and she wants to have an all-inclusive location. She's going to be doing a lot of things with people's skin. So she wants somebody that's going to be able to take care of a range, okay, of different type of skin textures and shades, or shall I say hues. What's going on, everybody over here in the chat? Charity, Kimberly, Lisa Lee, and Kyria. I hope I said that right. What's going on, honey? So he like 28 and she 45. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it on a man and I really don't like it on a woman. Girl, that boy is young enough to be your child. I cannot. But that's what she wants to do. I get like, okay. Nina and her husband are having to choose which Rolls Royce she wants. So, girl, I guess that's a good problem to have. Which one do you want? And then what's so interesting for me is the fact that y'all license plates really determine, not really determine, but based on a person's license plate, you can see where they are in wealth. Okay, if you got one digit, then we know they got a whole lot of money. If you got a whole lot of digits, then we know you ain't got a whole lot of money. Ain't that something? The less digits on your plate is likely the more digits you got in your account. Okay, whew, girl. All right, Lisa Milan, she's working on her company. She needs her husband's signature so that she can move forward with more product. Y'all know she currently has like a maternity clothing, but she's trying to change that for the everyday woman, okay, which I think is smart. It's going to bring in more money, okay? What else? She says she doesn't like that her husband is too busy. She thinks he doesn't put Mino Rowe on the top of his list. And some part of me is like, well, how else do you expect him to be when you know that he manages all of these other companies? Like, what do you want him to do? Okay, it's going to be difficult for your company to be the number one at the top of the list. Okay, maybe y'all should sit down and make a decision on things that you can approve versus things you can't. Maybe if the budget is like $100,000 or something like that, then you are always able to approve those type of budgets, possibly. Maybe a limited amount within a year. And when it comes to him, in his position, maybe anything over 100,000. And if it's the 4th transaction of the year, then he gets to make that decision. I don't know. It may still cause problems, but hey. What else is going on? Chanel was supposed to marry her cousin. That really is something. How their cultures are over there. I believe she's Ethiopian. I mean, maybe that's like the norm, but that doesn't make sense to me. Over here, we call that incest, but it seems like that's the norm for her. I'm like, was he really like her blood cousin? Is that what they do when they? Is that what they really mean by keeping it all in the family? That that cringes me. Obviously, she didn't want to marry the cousin anyway. She wanted to marry the man that she ended up getting. Almost got herself put out in the family because the family didn't like that. But I mean, that's the decision that she chose to make. She ended up with him because she really wasn't supposed to marry anybody outside of her culture, let alone a white man. So she went against the grain completely. Very interesting. She said her and her cousin are still cool to this day. Whew, girl, is that okay, let's move on, girl. That's interesting. I ain't never heard of that. Even overseas, like I never knew that that's how that goes. Never. I thought that the dads may try and like choose, or there may be a certain protocol. Like you may not be able to make the final say on who you choose to marry. It's always the parents. But I never thought that it would be somebody else within your family. Does that make sense? Maybe somebody else that may be of the same, I guess, tribe or I don't know what other names they use for tribes, but or somebody else based on their wealth or the community that they're from. So I thought that's how it goes. I thought that was the norm, but you know what I'm saying? I'm wrong. What the hell do I know, girl? But anyway, so Stansberry and Sarah. So Stansberry lets us know that she froze her eggs. This is what I really like about Dubai. This is what I like about Real Housewives of Dubai. We learned, let me speak for myself. I learned so much about the culture over there, I feel, or like the laws over there. I learned a lot and I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We're learning about the license plates and what that process is. We're also learning that they just now really starting to open up some of the laws and changing things, because if you're not already like married, it's a very strict. So now they're starting to open that up, because this is when Stansberry lets us know that she froze her eggs. So she might be open to having a child, y'all. I don't believe it, but okay. She froze her eggs, but they would not allow they would not let the egg and the sperm fertilize because they were not married. Wow. But now that they're like lifting the ban on that, I believe they're going to be able to no. I don't even think they're lifting the ban on it. I feel like they are changing things when it comes to married people versus like girlfriend, boyfriend. But because they are getting married now, she might be able to like fertilize the eggs and all of that and have a baby. But it's weird because she froze these eggs with the intent to possibly have a child later on. However, I don't think that's what she wants. I just don't think that's what that woman wants. I mean, I don't think she wants to start over. Like, I just don't. Wait, okay. So Sarah asked her, like, girl, why wasn't you at Lisa Milan's fashion show? Like, where were you? And it seemed like Miss Stansberry was about to try to come up with a lie, and then she had to just go and tell her the truth. Like, so girl, where was I? Where was I, girl? In your feelings somewhere. And she said, girl, listen, I didn't want to be around no negativity. That's just what it is. So I guess she feels like, number one, her issue is with Chanel, but because Lisa and Chanel are like best friends, it's a package deal. So she probably felt like she was going to get the heat from both ways. But if you feel that way, then why would you sit up there and invite Lisa to your bachelorette party, but not Chanel? See, you're making this one person issue a they issue, and that's really not what that is. And that's what Lisa tried to tell her at the end of the episode. That's why for me, I'm with Lisa. I'm with Lisa. What else we got? And let's get to that party, right? Let's fast forward and let's get to that party. So they do this in the Yoruba culture. Did I say that right? Yoruba culture. Do they do that there? I believe my homegirl. Well, hold up, I may be wrong. I know she's Nigerian, but I don't know if that's the same. But I'll have to ask her how that works. I wonder if people be sneaking, living with each other without being married. I mean, I feel like that's what they already doing, Stansberry and her man. I feel like they was already doing it, and then now they're engaged and they're about to get married. So I feel like, yeah, they probably do it all the time. order periodically time. So let's get to the party, right? So Sarah tells Lisa how Stansberry didn't want to be around any negativity, which is the reason why she did not show up to her fashion show. So Stansberry said, hold on, wait. Oh yeah, but when it came to Stansberry and Milan asked her, like, girl, where were you at? She said, oh, I've been in wedding planning mode. So you just sat up here and lied to this woman, right? Lisa tells her, don't group us together. Right. So she tells her, don't group us together. If you got an issue, it's with Chanel. It ain't got to do with me. And Stansberry said, well, girl, you have to group y'all together because you be having her back a little too damn much. And I don't really like that. OK, so Lisa tells her, well, at the end of the day, right is right. Wrong is wrong. I'm going to call it how I see it. Period. So Stansberry, at this point, she's a bit disappointed in Lisa. But IDK Stansberry, because for me, you just coming off as fake in general. Okay, so yeah, you just sat up here and lied and stuff, and then you trying to sit up here and group both of these ladies together. Girl, your issue is with Chanel. Your issue really is not with Lisa. What happened? So Chanel is over there talking to Stansberry's husband, pretty much trying to let him know that I guess like she's a nice person or whatever like that, and the issues that she may have had with his wife. And because her husband is sitting up there having a nice conversation with Chanel, she gets to her feelings. And then tries to say that her husband has become the both of them or has become them or something. And I don't know what the fuck Stansberry was on, because she then started taking the conversation to the left, talking about she hopes Lisa sucks his dick. How did we get here? What's the first thing that, like, girl, how did we get here? Like, why would you say something like that? I'm like, girl, are you drunk? Are you high? What was that? Why would you say something like that? It was a very awkward. Now, when Ayan returns, Stansberry wants to lie about what she said behind her back, because obviously at this point, Lisa is trying to clue in Ayan of what all happened while she was away. So then Stansberry is trying to, finagle her way. Okay, she's pretty much trying to lie about the things that she said while Miss Girl was away. And it's like, what is wrong with this woman? What is wrong with Stansberry, y'all? Y'all didn't tell me the lady was cuckoo. Everybody was saying in the comments when they first heard about this show, oh, yeah, Stansberry back. She's back. She's back. This lady is cuckoo. Anyway, what else happened? But at the end of the day, Ayan lets her know, like, listen, I'm a really good person. I really want to get to know you. Like, I want us to get back to, a better place. And they hugged it out, but I don't believe it. They're going to be right back arguing, because we all know Stansberry is not trying to be no friend to Chanel. And we also know that it ain't no friend that Chanel has aside from Lisa. She will shade any and everybody. That's just what it is, because Chanel has this thing where she doesn't think anybody else is better than her. So there's that. Okay. That was pretty much the episode. It wasn't a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? It was real simple. Stansberry's husband is the one who made that correct. It was her husband talking about all his NIGGAs and what they gonna be doing and stuff. Yeah, that's what it was. It was her husband that put that out. And then I think he tried to go back and delete the tweets, right? But one thing about the people, they're gonna definitely remind him every time. Okay, so that was pretty much that. Anything else before we move on, honey? If one of the women of color said something about sucking someone's, come on, they would have been called all kinds of ratchet. Do you hear what I say? That's why I'm like, this lady is cuckoo, and that escalated very, very quickly. Very quickly. Caroline really isn't that girl. She was just surrounded by weak minds. Okay. Stansberry always been wacky as fuck. Okay, that's good to know. I think Strawberry wanted to be the it girl, or you mean Stansberry? You call her Strawberry. But the other girls came to compete. I think I could see that. If she just can't hold a candle to these ladies, she's not ready for this action. She's not. Let's see what else was it. I don't like her from Ladies of London. She's strange. And I'm starting to see that now. Definitely starting to see that now. But we about to go ahead and switch gears, because we're about to get into you guys like a favorite show from last week, girl. We gotta talk about it. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, girl. Some things was definitely happening. Okay, I feel like a few things were happening. All right, so let's get into it. Let me blow this up a little bit so we can talk. Girl, it's I got a lot. Okay, let's try to. Okay, let's see what we got. Guys. All right, so the ladies come over to see Crystal, Diana, and Erica. Mind you, I don't see how Crystal does it. Like, they just be yelling at you and going off on you, girl. And then, I mean, really, that's for all of them, I guess. You still got to sit around and be there with those people. I'm not going to want to be around none of y'all mofos after y'all done sat up here and yelled at me and invalidate any stories that I got to tell or anything. I don't want to be around none of you. But you got to, you know what I'm saying, force it and fake it and keep it moving. You know, it sucks. But Erica and Sutton were actually getting along, and they were talking about, I think, her case. And at one point, they went from talking about her case. I don't know what else, because they bonded a few times on that episode. 1 minute we saw them talking about whatever Erica has going on with her life regarding that case and things she's experienced in her marriage and stuff. Then the next time we see them over there talking about Sutton and this new person that she's trying to link up with. And I ain't gonna lie, we ain't see the pictures, but I think that Sutton may be into a black man. Did y'all hear when Erica had said, "Is that your type? Oh, is this him with the braids?" I'm like, girl, what's Sutton over there doing? Sutton said she tired of y'all mofos over there on the other side of the hand. Okay. She been around Miss Garcelle a little too long. She said, let me dip over here in Garcelle on Pond and see what they got. Let me see what they got over here in Garcelle Pond, see what I can work with over here. Because y'all ain't going to be treating me right. Okay? Y'all clear people don't know how to treat me. Y'all don't. Y'all be doing y'all ladies so wrong. Y'all be doing y'all ladies so wrong, girl. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. Now, so Sutton tells, no, let me go back. So Garcelle feels like Erica is tired of talking about herself. So now she's distracting. She's doing a lot of distractions so that nobody else asks her any questions. And I don't know about that. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think, like, what is she doing? What is she doing that's a distraction? What is that? Help me. What is Erica doing that's a distraction to get people to not ask her any more questions about herself? What is that? Because I'm not seeing what Garcelle is up here saying. I feel like Garcelle is on something else. I don't know. I thought I was gonna like Garcelle this season, but it's not happening for me. I don't understand what she means. She's distracting so no one else asks her questions. What is she distracting about? If that's the case, all of y'all distracting because y'all forced this situation between Crystal and Sutton after they had already talked things out, regardless of what Crystal may have told y'all. Regardless of if she said it was a dark space, y'all found a reason to make this a thing and bring it back. So who's really distracting from something? Because Garcelle, in all honesty, you are giving me, Kyle, no storyline is what you're giving me. No storyline. So let me go ahead and just add more fuel to their fire. Because I ain't got nothing else going on. Let me get in their business. I don't know if you had a conversation with Dorit and Kyle and they told you how to play it. But Dorit done went and reached down and found her storyline, girl. And even though we don't want to hear it, honey, because I will fast forward. I don't care nothing about it. Right? You ain't got nothing going on too much. Your storyline is Cherie, and we waiting to see her. So when is she coming? Look like it's gonna be next episode because you ain't giving nothing. Anyway, so Sutton tells Garcelle and Crystal about how she has a lot to know. How she has to know, like, I guess, like, when it comes to her and Erica, they got a lot of things to work on and stuff. And she wants to know, like, why she hated her and why she called her a bad word. And Garcelle says, because, I mean, girl, like, you know why. I mean, like, what do you mean? Like, you know why she ain't really with you, and you know why, girl, you know. And she said, oh, yeah, because I called her a liar, right? And then here go Crystal. Crystal butted herself in and says, yeah, that's what it is. But, it's also because you called me a liar, too. You know what I'm saying? But, I wouldn't talk to you or do you like that, like she did. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it's something that you do. You call me a liar as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Tomato, whatever, right? So when Crystal does this is what I think. First of all, Sutton cuts her off, okay? Because Crystal says, yes, you called me a liar too, but I'm not going to come at you like that because that's not right. But I just held on to it. So Sutton was like, bitch, I don't know like how you did. She was like, girl, I thought me and you had moved forward last night. Did we not? Okay, then you might want to be careful with bringing it back up because that's one thing you like to do, right? You like to bring. Oh, okay, then be careful. Okay, so Crystal says, yeah, but I'm just saying, right? So I think She brought it up to show a difference between responses. I think she brought it up as a way to relate to Sutton and saying, yeah, I've been on that end. Like, yeah, you called her a liar, you called me a liar. Like, it's a common thing, which is why I'm not going to come at you. Like, that's the difference between us. Like, yeah, you're right. I feel like Erica does owe you an apology. Y'all should have that conversation. I'm not the type of person that's going to come at you. I don't think that she was right with doing that. So I feel like that's where Crystal was coming from. She was trying to be relatable to what Sutton was already talking about. But those are my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, what else did I have? Yeah, so Sutton feels like once we talk and move forward, let's not bring things up from the past, okay? That's what Sutton says, and I feel like everybody says that, and then they always bring stuff up from the past. So Crystal does this, in my opinion, as a way to relate. I don't think she means any harm, but it's her way of trying to say she understands by bringing in her own personal story to relate to the moment. Okay, which is what she did when she was trying to defend Sutton the last time. And they flipped it and they made it more of an issue, like telling her like, oh, well, you can't compare the two. Right. So I think she does that. She speak on her own personal stories as a way to relate to that moment. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of people do that. I feel like I've done that before. You know what I'm saying? Where I speak on something that may have happened to me in a way to relate to the conversation at hand. So yeah, I mean, maybe her time is not good, but you know, maybe the conversation isn't good. So Crystal admits to holding on to it. So at this point, we're getting somewhere. Crystal's problem is not knowing how to properly process these things and letting them like roll off. And because she doesn't process them properly, she holds on to them. And then it just comes out in the wash at a later time. And it comes off as though it's a current issue when it's really not. It's old. She's still dealing with it and processing it. Does that make sense? It could just be me. Okay. Like, who sits around constantly saying, I'm lit, I'm lit, I'm lit, I'm lit. If they really drunk, girl, I don't know what the hell Erica had going on. I was like, Erica done pop something. But anyway, I'm going to get this away. So meanwhile, the other ladies are trying to figure out if Crystal knows that she plays the victim. And maybe that's what they call playing the victim, right? But it's like, I mean, does Dorit know that she's played the victim? Does Dorit know that as well? And y'all just let her do it. It's okay because that's Dorit and that she's a part of the Fab Four, whatever the clique is that you guys like to call yourselves. So it only applies to you guys and no one else. How does that work? Huh? Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, y'all don't do that shit to Dorit. So shut up. Anyway, so Diana speaks on how her brother passed, right? I thought this was a little funny, but not funny. Not about how her brother passed, but how Sutton decided to add in her 2 cents about how her brother passed, okay? So she added in her 2 cents about, I'm sorry, not her brother, but her dad, because her dad died by suicide. And so she was like, you know, telling the story or whatever like that about her dad. So Diana just looked at her. Diana gets up and she walks off. She really didn't have much of conversation. That was a little bit funny to me, just a little bit. It's like, Sutton, this woman can't stand you. But guess what you just did, Sutton? Y'all ready? Sutton, you just did the same shit that Miss Crystal did. Y'all do the same. You just interjected yourself into a conversation, speaking on your own personal experience in the effort to relate to Diana. But you've already had time to process that. But that's just what I think. I'm like, girl, y'all have a lot in common. Let's keep going, okay? So Erica asking Crystal about a threesome. So Diana tried to jump ship, okay? So they over there talking about a threesome. Like, if you could choose, what she asked, I think she asked Crystal, like, if it was me and Garcelle, would you let us come in and da-da-da-da-da? Erica, what's going on with you? I don't even know if Crystal knew how to answer that. I think Crystal was just like, I mean, it wouldn't be neither one of y'all because I really wouldn't be into y'all. But then I guess if I had to choose on a boat, it would be y'all too. But then it really ain't gonna be y'all too because it really ain't gonna go down like that. Like, that's not really what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Erica was on 10. So Diana tried to jump off the ship. And y'all, I don't know if y'all felt how I felt. I felt like Diana was trying to, I don't know. And I could be tripping. But I feel like Diana was trying to jump off the ship and actually swim back to shore. Like, that's what was, I was like, where is she going? Is she trying to swim back to the beach? Because the way she slid off the yacht or whatever and into the water, I was like, girl, I guess after she got bit by a stingray, she realized I don't need to go too damn far. But I felt like she was feeling uncomfortable with the ladies and she was finna swim back to shore and see them when they got back. But that's just me. Okay. What else happened? So Garcelle calls Sutton and speaks on Erica mixing Xanax, girl, with alcohol. I said, girl, they doing what? Erica doing who? I said, it's gonna go up at the reunion. Do y'all know what y'all just did? And I haven't seen like how it's been when they were on the earlier seasons, okay? But do y'all even know, viewers, what they just did? Because in my opinion, I feel like y'all just accused this woman of doing like mixing drugs with alcohol. Like, I feel like it's giving y'all, because when she said, oh, I feel like she's taking it to the extreme or she's doing too much, it's giving that y'all trying to say the woman probably like a drug addict and an alcohol. Like, that's what y'all saying to me. And I feel like that's a problem, as most other housewives will make that a problem, because you don't know how that's going to affect any brand deals or anything that this woman may have. Right? But I mean, some of that is Erica's fault, because if you would not act a certain way, they wouldn't have room to say these things. Okay. If you maybe scale back a little bit, but it's the fact that they said it out loud, they caught it on camera and they told it to everybody. So I was like, oh, bro, that is up. That is tough. But anyway, girl, let's see what else happens. So I said Erica is about to be pissed that y'all are pretty much saying this woman is doing drugs. Period. Where else are we? So Garcelle. Let me scroll down. Hold on. Wait. Garcelle invited everybody to her birthday party, including Denise. We could see that at a later time. Erica said that. Erica, why would you say that? Was you on it when you said that? Oh, when was this? Did she say it at the time? I could have missed that. But either way, it's not helping. Diana don't want that conversation to come up. The book, Epstein. Oh, you think she had a connection to him? Diana was gone. Natalie Woods popped in her mind and she was finna swim away. I'm telling y'all. But what we do know is Erica didn't get a spray tan, leaving body makeup on them folks' couch. Ooh, embarrassing. Embarrassing. Let's keep going. So Garcelle invited everybody to her birthday party, including Denise, right? So Rinna says she ain't gonna be there. And then this is when Garcelle decided to say, oh, really? I was really hoping you would be there because, you know, Denise is going to be there. And this is when Lisa was like, well, you know, I already talked to Denise. And she's like, oh, you talked to Denise? She was like, yeah, girl, I talked to Denise a few weeks ago. I talked to her to, you know, apologize to her about some things that may have happened. And she said the conversation was well received. And that was it. So then what got me, in my opinion, y'all, I just see something different in Garcelle. Garcelle was acting like she didn't know. And I'm like, you knew. Come on, Lisa Ray. You knew. Okay, you knew that they probably already had that conversation, girl. So cut it out. So Lisa says that Lisa says that she apologized to Denise, and I'm sure she did. And the reason why I feel like she did call her possibly strongly, and she did apologize, because it was around the time that her mom was real ill and sick. And I think she was in hospice or something like that. So obviously her mom was on a decline in health, where it probably could have been any day now that she was not going to have her. So because of that, I feel like it could have made Lisa reflect and think about life. And she probably wanted to right a few wrongs. So she decided to give Denise a call and apologize. Meanwhile, you got Garcelle in the confessional asking this woman, when was the last time that she talked to Lisa? And she said, when? And that was it. That's when they kind of cut it. They didn't really tell us for sure what it was. You know what I'm saying? They didn't tell us for sure how long ago they talked or if it truly happened. So there's that. Okay. Now, Diana says that she never been on a girls trip in her life. Diana, I am, girl. You think you Princess Diana, don't you? That's what that is. You think that you're Princess Diana. There will never be another, ma'am. Okay, that's the problem for me. You think that you're just at this higher level or something, girl. That's not you, ma'am. Okay, talking about some. I've never been on a girls trip. You're a girl trip slides. What you are. I do not believe that. 1 minute you talking about some. You ain't never been shot. You don't know what a story is. You ain't been in there. Okay. Then now you talking about you ain't been on no girls trip. What else you ain't do? What else? It's gonna be something else. Next, you're gonna be telling us you ain't never watched Jacks before. Like, what else is going on? You paying people to do that for you too. I don't believe Miss Diana. And you can't be on this show, Diana, if you're not going to open up a bit. Okay. It's only going to get worse for you, in my opinion, because now people are going to open the book that you don't want them to read because you're not willing to talk about it. So now it's like, it's weird because you come off a bit mysterious, but you love to talk about your past and when you lived in Moscow and how it was for you growing up. But you don't really get into a whole lot for real, for real. So people gonna get to dig in. They're gonna get the dig, and I feel like Diana may not return next year, but we gonna see. I don't know. Let's keep going. I just said Diana is not a good fit. She's too quiet. And you often forget that she's there until you had to realize that she was there, and that wasn't until the very end. So Garcelle, Miss Hell. So Garcelle said she brings up the book. And I like it because, she got to bring up stuff. But at the same time, Garcelle, when it's your turn, I want you to be forthcoming. Okay. So she brings up the book, telling her, it seems like, the other day. Yeah, you have this book we wanted to get into, and you wouldn't really talk about it. It was like you didn't want to talk about it. And I'm like, Garcelle, girl, if she didn't want to talk about it yesterday, why do you think she want to talk about it today? You know that. You messed hell. Okay. So she's talking to her about that. And then Diana says that Garcelle is the most unwelcoming. She's like, I feel like we kind of already talked about that or whatever like that. I feel like she said more though. I think I forgot what else she said about the book. Basically, she don't really like discussing the book. It's tough because of the rumors and things that came out after she dropped the book. So that's what makes her feel really uncomfortable. But then Diana goes on to talk about Garcelle being the most unwelcoming person when she got there. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know, but that's what she said, I guess. Erica and Sutton, like I said, they're continuing to talk to each other. And one thing that stood out to me was when Erica asked Sutton, is that your thing? When she asked Sutton, is that your thing? And then she said something about braids. That's what made me think, Sutton, is you trying to find you a man with color? A lot of color? A lot of melanin? Is that what you're looking for? The people want to know. What else ended up happening? Erica and Sutton admit that they are okay for the moment and they are still working on things. Erica doesn't do well when people force her, but I'm like, you don't do well when people force you, or either one of y'all do well when people force y'all to get on better terms. But everybody was okay with forcing Crystal to have a conversation and say what it is that Sutton said. This is the most hypocritical group ever. Okay, ever. Like, y'all be on a whole different level with it. Like, I don't understand. But okay, girl. What else we got? Diana. Diana tells Dorit and Kyle how she was trying to help when it came down to the Sutton and Crystal situation. And she didn't like being yelled at by Sutton. She didn't like that. She didn't like being yelled at. She says that Sutton contradicts herself a lot. Diana says she told Sutton she gets to, she said, I told her she only gets to do it once. She said she better be lucky she didn't get head butted or something like that, or she could have gotten head butted. So I'm like, girl, why did you say that? Why did you say that? Because now they're finna take that and run with that. But it seems like Miss Diana ain't gonna care. Okay. So Sutton is sensitive based on the vibe. So when it's time for them to go, they get on this plane, right? They get on this plane, and I guess it was the plane that Miss Diana got for everybody. So Sutton wanted to sit near them, and Diana says at first it was weird because it sounded like Diana told her she could sit wherever she want to sit. So then when she chose to sit next to her, she said, well, what seat were you in the last time? So then Sutton got super sensitive about that. Okay. And she was just like, okay, cool. So you don't want me to sit by you. But then when it came to Garcelle, Garcelle was able to sit wherever she wanted to. So it definitely was her picking with Sutton specifically, because she don't rock with her. She don't want to be around her. So I understand Sutton's frustration, but we shall see how this is going to play out. Let's see. Kyle loves to stay up late on trips and get the party started. Garcelle and Kyle get a pass for being producers, in my opinion. Lisa goes too far. Okay, Lisa goes too far. EJ is too aggressive, and Dorit just bores me. Garcelle and Kyle are a good mix of messy manipulation. You think so? I don't know. It depends on who they being messy with, because I could not stand how they got that started with Crystal and Sutton at the table, and then they both looked at each other and gave a grin. That shit pissed me off. That stuff right there pissed me off. And specifically for me, it's Garcelle, because Garcelle, you was just damn near whining last year. So it's like that's the other thing. Like, I don't care how y'all see it. But what bothers me with Garcelle, you damn near was scared as hell to open your mouth last season to these very women. But then now you want to team up with these very women and then sit up here and come at Crystal. Somebody that you know that's not going to be combative, because she's not that type of person. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense. I don't like that. So you definitely switched up, like, completely. I wasn't expecting that from Garcelle. I don't like this. You was just high key, in my opinion, begging to be a part of the group and included in the group. And it was okay for you to, I guess, use the racial tones or whatever the case may be when it came to those ladies, not saying whether you were right or wrong, but it was okay for you to do it. So then now when Crystal does it, like, that shit, that don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I can't click with it, guys. It's not clicking. LOL. I don't mind it because the show is boring. Boring is without them. They would be talking about Dorit all season without them, and I would not be watching. And I would not be watching if they did. I cannot take Dorit. I'm not gonna be able to take her. Crystal can't be the smartest in the room, and it takes the largest to process. I guess I understand that. Excuse me, but it's giving socially awkward. I think we read that one. Let me go down. Then we're about to move on, and I think I'm gonna do the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip next. Let's see. All right, let's switch over. Is this the right one? Whoop, there it is. Let's talk about it. Let's get into the ladies. This is episode 1, guys. Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Okay, within the first few minutes, I was like, 10 minutes. I sent to the Discord. I was like, y'all, why am I watching this shit? Why am I watching it? Well, when you kind of hang in there just a little bit, you get to see that these bitches is crazy. Okay? So Dorinda, all right. First of all, it was too many blondes for me. I could not remember who's who, literally. So I had to, like, girl, I'm gonna mess up some names. So forgive me, because I'm still learning these people. But Dorinda is the one that's hosting it at the Bluestone Manor. Okay, so she has her home there. She got everybody coming. I don't like Bluestone Manor. It's giving too much of, like, back in the day, ancient something. I don't like that type of stuff. Like, no. Okay, so I hate everything about this manor, is what I said, for the most part. Okay, the ladies arrive. They get a tour of the manor. All of that jazz. Okay, if you ask me, I think Phaedra and Eva were the ones that ended up with the best rooms in the house. Well, that's just what I think, okay? I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like they got the best rooms in the house. Now, Vicky had all of them questions that everyone had, okay? When she was walking through the house, I'm like, she asking the questions that America is wondering, girl. Do you get scared being here? Do you? Okay? Why are there dead animals in these pictures? Are you doing a seance or something? What's up with this chandelier? I said, yes, Vicky, we on the same page here, ma'am. Okay, we have questions that need answers. It's getting weird. All right. So Vicky is heartbroken after a breakup with her man. Vicky, you did not need this man. This man right here was 1000% triage. Okay, not trash, triage. Okay. Now, here, she says her fiance lived in Mexico. I guess they had a house in Cali or whatever like that. She went and bought a house in Mexico. This motherfucker said, I'm finna stay out there in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? If you ever need me, girl, you know where to find me. But would never come home to Cali. But he living in your house in Mexico. This right here is the mess hell. Okay. So then they asked her, like, I guess they just broke up or whatever. And then they asked her if she gave the ring back. She was like, no, I'm not giving the ring back. And they're like, oh no, you're supposed to give the ring back. No, give the ring back. Okay. It's my understanding that if he bought your ring and you got the ring, then you're supposed to give it back when you guys break up. BIT, It's mine. It's a gift. I'm gonna do what I want to do with it. Okay. It's gonna be, if I want to be nice and give it back, I'll give it back. If I want to go pawn it or sell it, I'll sell it. It's mine. Okay. Period. But anyway, come to find out, child, she said the ring that he could afford her. I said, ooh, Vicky, what did this man do for a living? I need to know. Put it in the chat if you know. What did he do for a living? I can't. Okay, so she says the ring that he could afford me, I didn't like, so I went and bought my own. Listen, I can't blame Miss Ma'am on that. I'm not gonna blame on that. I'm not. This ain't what I asked for. No, I didn't ask for that. I'm send that back. I'll get my own. But then it's kind of like, what was the point? What was the point of proposing if you're just gonna go and get your own damn ring? But anyway, good luck. All right. So what else ended up happening? They ain't had sex in like 13 months. She said whenever she tried to touch on this man, he be like, ooh, not there. Don't put your hands there. What? So basically it's giving he's not sexually attracted to you. He's found some hot tamale down there in Mexico. He's bamming it and giving her your coins. That's what it's making me believe, okay? He's giving her the coins, okay? That's what Vicky said. That's what Vicky said. Vicky said she ain't with that man no more. That's what she said. That she just went through a breakup like a week or two before she got to this little manor girl. Vicky's ex name is Steve Lodge. He also ran for California governor and lost bad, real bad. Come on, Carisha. The manor is definitely giving prehistoric decor. I'm sorry, it is prehistoric, and I would not be there because I'm gonna be afraid and I'm gonna turn into some bones myself. I'm gonna be historic by the time I leave. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. Vicky has been embarrassing since she divorced Dunn. Like, how can someone be so successful and so damn dumb in love, right? Right. I hate it for Vicky. I might end up liking Vicky. We're going to see. Okay. I might end up liking her because, she might be a really sweet lady that just makes stupid decisions, right? She's giving Sutton just a little bit. Let's keep going. Okay. So Dorinda speaks on her late husband and her feeling him in the backyard of the property. And I said, did you turn his ashes into the tree? Because I believe that's a thing that you can do now. Okay. When you're making a tree, building a tree, I think you can put their ashes in it. And so I'm like, girl, is that what you did? Even more of a reason for me to never come out there. Girl, don't invite me out there, ma'am. And then when they first opened it up, you see all this smoke and stuff like that, this fog. Girl, I'm not. It's definitely giving on a dark and gloomy night. Like, I'm not going to be there. Okay. Anyway, let's keep going. So Dorinda won't let go of Vicky taking BS from that man. She keeps talking about it. It's like, bro, you just being messy. Hell, for real. That's what you over there doing, bringing it back up at the table like that. So she doesn't believe that she should be desperate. And I have to agree. That's true. I have to agree. And Miss Eva is kind of like, well, what the hell is going on? So wait a minute, you're not weak enough. What are we doing? So she's a little confused. Taylor admits to Brandy that she was, no, let me go back. So Brandy and Tamara had a talk about the social media issue, right? But they are in a better place now. They hugged it out. I guess there were some things where Tamara may have related another housewife to the actions of Brandy. Brandy didn't like it. So she gets on social media and she drags Tamara and her grandkids or whatever the case may be. But now they're at a better place. Brandy, I need you to bring in your stylist. That lace is going to not make it for this trip. It's not, that lace is not going to make it for this trip. It's just not. It's not. Brandy pulled that lace up in a ponytail and I said, girl, the lace is screaming. It's screaming. It won't give her free. I don't know how long you've had it, but if you were going to come on this show, they could have at least given you hair and makeup. Like, they could have at least did that, girl. I mean, even you go get one of Phaedra wigs. She might have one that she's willing to give you, but that wig you had on and ain't nobody finna tell me it's her hair. It was terrible. It was thin. It was flimsy. It's horrible. Return it. Okay. So later on, okay, we have Taylor. Taylor admits to Brandy that she was having a hard year and she wanted to go at the toughest person because she felt weak, I guess, at the time. I think Taylor's husband was the one that died by suicide or something like that. So she was really having a tough time. And Brandy gonna sit up here and admit that it was a tough year for her too. And Taylor's like, I bet it was. Okay. I wonder what made it so hard for you, Miss Brandy. And we learned later on in the episode that it really had more to do with Miss Taylor's situation than it had to do with Brandy's own situation. And I said, Brandy, you are off the hinges already. And I could tell from that lace that you are. I don't know if you're on the same thing as Miss Erica Girardi, but you might want to scale it back just a little bit. Wasn't she the one that kept talking about seeing people naked? Let's get naked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, wasn't that her? No, ma'am. Girl, this lady is crazy. And then she called, I guess because she's a Scorpio, Phaedra's a Scorpio, and Eva, she wanted all of them to do like a Scorpio thing or something. Like, I'm going to have to help this woman here. Dorinda is ready to get the party started, okay? But what was interesting was when she said she's the cracker in the confessional. Ooh, girl, I can't argue with you when you're right. I'm not finna sit up here and argue with you, ma'am. I'm not finna argue with you. Okay, so Brandy starts talking about Taylor's husband passing away and how it was a horrible season for her. And everybody's like, girl, what the fuck? How was that horrible for you? What's going on? So we also learned that Brandy clowned Taylor for writing a book, I guess about the passing of her husband or her experience or whatever the book was about. Brandy clowned her for it at the reunion. And she was like, why you over there talking about me? You didn't have all of the details. I had to write that book because my husband, I guess he hid money or restricted her from getting access to money and stuff. Even after his passing, she had nothing, from my understanding. So people were willing to give her an advance if she wrote whatever story she needed to write. And that was her way of taking care of her kids and herself. So, I mean, it was what it was. So she was going through some real stuff, in my opinion. She was going through some real life stuff, girl, in her life. And you just over here trying to, you didn't have all the details, but you was just focused on making her feel worse than what she was, because supposedly you were also feeling worse as well. And maybe that was a bad year for Brandy, but if that is the truth, I feel like the lie in that story is her trying to use Taylor's husband's situation as her own. And it's like, what else you had going on for real, if it was such a bad year for you too. What else happened? I think that was pretty much it. I think the woman across from her, Tamara, said, so that was a bad year for you. So everybody started to question. Vicky decides to jump into the conversation and tell her that it couldn't have been a bad year for you because of X, Y, and Z. And this is when Brandy just haul off and tells this woman to shut the fuck up talking to her. Meanwhile, Miss Vicky is like, girl, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're not going to be talking to me like that. That's one thing I'm going to tell you right now today. You will shut the fuck up talking to me. Okay, so they had their spick and spat or whatever, and we're going to see more in episode 2 and 3, and I'll probably get into that tomorrow at some point, because they're going to be talking about, getting vaxxed and boosters and all this other stuff or whatever, girl. So let's scroll down and let's switch over. Well, before I go, I want to see what you guys are saying. I said Phaedra better lock her door because that one lady want her goodies. That's what it's coming off to be like. Okay, but Phaedra also went in the confessional and said, you can put your hands in my mouth and my butt. I said, what? You can put it where? Girl, don't put your hands on me. Don't you put your hands on me. Don't you put your hands on me, ma'am. Don't do that. I didn't give you permission to do that. Don't do that, ma'am. Don't do that. Vicky is a non-Republican. That's why Teddy made that comment. Okay. Brandy is a whole mess. When she slapped Lisa V, I was done with her. My goodness. No, that is next. Actually, that is next. I am surprised the Taylor meme was not mentioned more. I haven't seen a Taylor meme. Let's see. I almost like Vicky. I'm not sure yet because Teddy from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was asking her where she was on January 6th. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna pause and hold on to my like as well. Let's find out where you were on January 6th, Miss Vicky. Oh, wow. Can't lie. I only watched all the black shows on Bravo, but the girls trip, I was like, oh, is it like this? And that was me. Because at first, like I said, the first 10 minutes, I said, girl, why am I watching this? What is this? what is this? I told him I was gonna watch it, girl. Let me see what the fuck. And as I kept going, I was like, they crazy hell. Okay, we might be able to make some things shake. Might be able to make it shake. I wasn't seeing it at first, but it seems like I might be seeing a little something now. So I'll be tuned in, okay? Now we are about to switch gears, honey. We are about to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Go ahead and like up the video for me as we get ready to talk about these ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let me see where we are, honey. Go ahead and like up the video. This is your time to do so now if you have yet to do it. Okay. We have over 140 people in the chat, but we only have about 83 likes. Can we go ahead and get those likes up for your girls so that we can, get into Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let's see. I don't see nothing moving. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. So Asanya's husband wants more kids, and she's just not in that space right now. This is going to be an ongoing conversation. This is going to be an ongoing battle. I am concerned a little bit. Her husband is not budging. His stance has not changed from a few episodes ago. Her stance isn't necessarily changing. I don't know how they're going to meet in the middle, and I would hate to see their family torn apart. I'm not that lady. That's not my body. It might not be a bad idea to maybe just have one more. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe, I know she may not want to, but maybe just one more, and then that's just it. Your son will have a sibling. He doesn't have to be in this world alone. Should anything happen to you guys, he will be here by himself. Maybe think about it like that versus thinking about just her husband. And I know she has plans and things that she wants. I completely understand that. I know she doesn't want to have all of the weight fall on her, because that is a lot. You know what I'm saying? That is a lot. She still got her career. I don't know if she's still going to be trying to be an Olympian and continue to, practice so that she can go out here and continue to compete. I'm not sure or what else her other career goals are, but this is just going to be interesting. I can't tell that lady what to do with her body, but, when I think about her little son, it's kind of like, granted, my child's the only child. There are a lot of kids out here that are fine, the only child, all of that. But when you look further down the road and the possibilities, right, it's like, why not just have at least one more for your child? But you don't have to, girl. That's just what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Not for your husband, for your child. So yeah, she's had this conversation countless of times. It seems like with her sister, she tried to pull in Ralph. She also tried to pull in Drew, and we'll get to those, okay? But let's get to Candy, Marlo, and Sheree. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Marlo getting on my motherfucking nerves, okay? I don't care. I know you may like her, but she's getting on my nerves, okay? So they go to the sauna, and my other thing is this. Candy, if you're gonna link up with Sheree, link up with Sheree. Stop linking up with Sheree and Marlo. It's like when you see Sheree, you see Marlo, child. Sometimes we just trying to see Sheree, we ain't trying to see you, Marlo. Okay, so Candy goes to link up with them. She goes to the sauna. Sheree tells Candy how she misses her and tells her that she was going through something and she felt the way about Candy not reaching out to her. And she felt as though Candy was a person that could relate based on things that she's been through in her life. So she should be able to relate to what Sheree was going through. But Candy is telling her, listen, girl, I was trying to keep up with the lie. Yeah, it really wasn't a lie, but it was just me withholding information that I had already knew. So I was gonna wait till you came to me, so it didn't really seem like me and the girls be over there talking about you, which we really do, because that's just what it is that we do. Candy, you still could have called. Like I do believe that. Like Candy, girl, you could have just called her and just had the conversation. Like, girl, I heard about this and that. Kenya told me, because at the end of the day, if she was gonna be mad at somebody, she would have been mad at Kenya. She wouldn't have been mad at you. Period. And I think she would have really appreciated it from the get-go. Okay. But my thing is, Sheree, Don't keep asking Candy questions and keep asking her to support you if you're only going to end up going back to that sorry NIGGA anyway. I would feel away. Like, girl, you sat up here and wanted me to, have your back and support you and uplift you only for you to take yourself back down this road again. I guess, honey, that's what friends are for. Anyway, so Candy says that she was waiting for her to share that info, or whatever. I feel like she could have called. Here go Marlo, because they can't have a conversation by themselves. And Marlo always does this. Even in the past, when I feel like maybe Nene and Kenya may be trying to get on one page, or whoever and whoever, Marlo always inserted herself. And I don't know if it's because of how she was brought up, which I am tired of hearing about, but I don't know if it's because of how she was brought up that she has this thing about attachment, where she feels like if she allows this person to be friends with somebody else, they may end up being more of that person's friend than hers or something like that. I don't know if she has these attachment issues or something, but it's very irritating. Marlo busts in and asks if Candy, if she knows how to show support. First of all, do you know how to show me how to shut the fuck up? Because you are doing too much talking and my conversation's not with you. I'm talking to her. So I'll get to you when I get to you. Okay. And then she flipped the conversation to make it about her. Like, girl, so Candy is asking, why y'all asking for stuff from me that y'all don't give yourselves? Let's talk about it, Candy. Y'all don't give it yourselves, but y'all want so much from Candy. Everybody wants so much from Candy. So Marlo starts speaking on her being a foster child, which was so interesting because, or I ain't gonna say interesting, but weird, because it's like, was this a chop edit from production, or was she trying to really go into a conversation and make somebody feel guilty about the fact that she was a foster child? And I understand that's your background and y'all feel however y'all want to feel, but it's like, you're a grown mother woman, okay? And you're doing great things for yourself. How long are you going to reach down and pull forward the fact that you was a foster child as though everybody else ain't had their own stuff? Kenya mama don't even talk to her and embarrassed her as down to the TV station. Hello, Ma, it's Kenya, and wouldn't open not one single door. And I don't remember Kenya up here constantly talking about it. All the time. All the periodically time. But and these are times that I couldn't stand Kenya. And I just felt like it wasn't constantly a thing that she would bring up, in my opinion, to make people have sympathy for her. We would always go back and say, that's why she act like that. She ain't got no relationship with her mama, so she probably have a relationship with other women, and right? We would put that on her. You know what I'm saying? But like, come on, Marlo, like, stop. You're a grown woman, okay? Now you got to be held accountable for your own shit. Everything is resulting back to that. And I don't like it. So Candy starts yelling. No. Then Marlo says, do you know what I've been going through? Do you know what I've been through? I was on the phone with my sister and I was in tears. And it's like, it's y'all acting like Candy ain't got nothing going on in her own life. It's y'all acting like just because you see the glitz and the glams and you see her acting over here and got to go over here and be on set for that. And she's doing this and working with Escape and got this and that. A mom over here. Y'all act like she can't have tragedy or her own thing in her life. Y'all act like this woman probably couldn't have went to the doctor's office and found out some not so favorable information, like, or whatever in her family. But y'all want her to be there for y'all so bad. Like, I don't understand that. So I'm glad she called him out and told him, y'all want from me what y'all not willing to give y'all mother. So that's a problem. What else ended up happening? So Candy starts yelling and saying that she's annoyed, and she does start to kind of tear up, but I think she just cried out of frustration. Okay, out of frustration. Let me see what you guys are thinking about this particular situation. Candy said this scene was much, much longer and was cut to look like she blew up out of nowhere. But it sounds like Marlo was saying some of the stuff she said on Carlos' podcast. Regurgitating. Marlo has nothing else going on. Tyrone has given the darkest part of his butt to kiss, but she's ignoring all of the red flags. Yes, it was chopped according to Speak on It. Gotcha. Sheree is not concerned about anything that's going on in other people's lives. What type of support does she want when she's going to keep hanging on to that clown? Let's talk about that part. Hanging on to that fool. When you sit over here begging this girl, I would be mad. But are they friends like that for Kenny to be calling her because her felony boyfriend left her hanging? I would think so. They have a history. I guess she knows her enough to, they haven't fallen out like her and Phaedra, but I feel like she may know her enough to at least give her that call and be like, hey, just checking on you. Heard some things didn't go well. Because here's the other thing. Whether Kenya told Candy or not, it was all over the blogs. So Candy knew, because when Marlo had the conversation with Sheree pulled it up and told her and said, no, Marlo pulled it up and told Sheree, look, I can pull this stuff on Google. This stuff right here on Google, you sitting up there in this area being played. So Candy definitely could have reached out to her and just says like, hey, girl, I just saw this. That's messed up. Checking on you, making sure you good. Granted, could have been shot out of sequence, but that's what it was giving to me. Candy knew. And she could have just reached out, made it real quick, maybe even sent the text if she didn't feel like talking like that, like just testing the waters. Like, hey, whenever you're ready to talk, just let me know. But I'm here for you, whatever. Y'all see next week Marlo kicked the kids out. LOL, she probably had mad. She probably had mad day. She probably had mad day with them. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And it's like, why would you want to come on TV and say that when they I don't even know if she has 100% adopted them full custody or if they're just placed in her care. I don't know how that works. There are some foster kids, from my understanding, even if they are placed into their relatives' care, it depends, girl. Everybody don't get that coin, but the government does pay them money for taking those children into custody. But I don't know if she's fully moved to adopt her nephews or if they're just strictly foster care. But if that's the case, whichever case, why would you put them out? So I say, you know what? I'm hoping that that's not the full story. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that it probably was a joke or something like that. But we'll see on next week's episode. Sonia and her husband, she has the conversation with him about not being ready to have another child. She's worried about everything going on her end because she still wants to go out here and be successful and do her thing. She feels alone, even though she has everybody in the house. She feels alone, and I feel like she says she feels alone and she doesn't get the support that she needs. I feel like then, yeah, that probably is a bigger issue than just wanting to be a mom. She probably may have moments of depression or something like that. I wonder. I don't know. But also, she says she doesn't get the support she needs. And I feel like it's probably tough for them to support you because you're always in the position to support them. So they probably always feel like you got it. So I feel like that's more than a conversation just for your husband. I think that's an everybody conversation. But that's just what I think. He says that he doesn't know if he'll resent her because she asked him, will you resent me if I don't have any children? And he says that he doesn't know. And I'm like, if that's something he truly wants, it's possible that he might end up resenting you at a later time. He just might, it sucks, but I don't know what to tell her on that. It's definitely a strong possibility that he's going to resent her. But he said his mind ain't changing on him wanting another child. And I can't say it's selfish because I'm torn in between. It's her body. She can do what she wants. But then also it's like, this is your husband. And it probably was a conversation in the very beginning on how many children y'all would have. And it could have been at least 2. So then now you're going to a space of kind of, I ain't going to say reneging, but going back on what it is y'all probably had an initial agreement about. So that kind of, girl, that's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, I'm just here to watch. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm here to watch. Okay. Let's get to Candy, Marlo, and Monyetta. No, I don't think Marlo was there. I think was it Kenya? Let me see. No. It was that. I think I scrolled down too far. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, it was Kenya. Sorry. So it was Candy, Kenya, and Monyetta. We finally get to see Miss Monyetta. Monyetta is the baby mama to Neo's children. She recently got married too. They showed that, of course. So congrats to her. Okay, she's found her love. So they talking about Candy Cares. From having a conversation about Candy Cares and the different things that she's doing with her organization, Kenya brings up Marlo, okay? Marlo and how she did not want Candy's passed down clothing, okay? Candy tells them about how she linked up with Marlo and Sheree and how it ended up turning into some mess and how they pretty much was just telling her how she isn't that much of a supportive friend to them as they feel that she needs to be or she should be. So Candy feels like Marlo is starting this hate train when it comes to her. And Kenya kind of feels the same way. But at the same time, who's really hopping on this train outside of Sheree? So ain't nobody really hopping on this hate train for either one of y'all but Sheree. You know what I'm saying? Unless you guys are saying the audience. They're trying to start a hate train when it comes to the audience. But if anything, Marlo is about creating one for herself, for real, in my opinion. What else? So Drew sent out invitations to the ladies for Drop It with Drew. So they gonna go to that. Candy asked Monyetta how she would have felt about the husbands buzzing her cootie twat. Like Miss Candy, y'all know the little whole thing. They put on the little underwear. The husbands had a buzzer. If you close enough within the reach of the husband, any husband, they'll buzz you, okay? Now, it seemed like Monyetta was going to tell her, like, girl, yeah, no, that's not necessarily cool. But Candy, you know, I don't think Monyetta fully answered that question, okay? What else happened? Kenya then calls out Candy's invitation for when she sent Patrick and his girl Safari over to her house, and she only had on this little tape around her nips. And then Kenya says she'll send it if it was her, like she would send a clown over to Candy's house. How would she react if she had Blaze? And Candy said, "Well, I would put Blaze back, and then I would just pretty much entertain and laugh at the clown that you sent over here." And I'm like, I don't know if you necessarily would, Candy. You possibly would, but you also have judgmental moments just like Miss Kenya does. So I can't say that you would or would not respond the way that you say that you would. So who knows? What else happened? So Candy brings up Kenya saying that she could get it in front of her husband because, mind you, Kenya is like, don't have your husband buzzing my cootie twat all night. Like, let's not do that. And Candy is like, so you don't want my husband buzzing your cootie twat, but it's okay for you to say in front of my husband that I can get it. And I'm like, Candy, to me, that's not the same. That is not the same. I just like, I can't get with that. It's not like, do y'all see what I'm saying? Like, dads, I'm trying not to go back down this road to, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing I could think of is, for me, and maybe it's extreme for some, but this is the first thought. If I'm entertaining your sexual conversations via text message and then I get with you, that doesn't mean I want to fuck you when I get with you on that night. Do you see what I'm saying, where I'm going with this? So you can't sit up here and try and make passes at me on this night and feel like it's comfortable if I haven't given you anything to go off of on that night, and then use my text messages from a week ago or however long ago, or maybe even a year ago, as a way for you to feel like you have room to advance or move forward in anything when it comes to, do you see what I'm saying? Because then that becomes a different level of something, right? Right, it becomes unsure assault. So for me, it's like, Candy, and some people may feel like that's extreme, but that's just the most relatable thing that comes to my mind. Okay, you might have something different. So I just feel like you can't use those things. Like if she said that, and then she said it in front of your husband, and it was something everybody was saying at the table. It was a question that was asked, but then now you want her to be okay. And first of all, let's be clear. She said which woman could get it. And then there's another difference, okay? She said you could get it as a woman, but you're not going to be the one buzzing her cootie twat. Maybe she would have been down for it. You're going to have any one of these ladies' husbands buzzing on it. So, Candy, I'm sorry, girl, you're wrong. Period. And you just going to have to be like, girl, Nene Lee's, you don't like it? You don't like it. Well, what you want me to do? You don't like it. Okay? And just leave it where it's at. Just, you don't like it. It's what it is. So let's keep going. Yeah. We talked about that. Kenya and Candy. Oh, they yell at each other. Of course, they get loud, right? But they act like sisters a little bit because they're able to like get right back into, hey, girl, so what your thing got? What kind of candle you got? Okay, that's cute. I like that. You know, they're able to like move forward. And I like that about them. They don't have to sit in it too long. Like this is just a second. It's not even really a moment. It's just a second. And we can move on to something else. So I think that's a good thing. Something that Marlo doesn't necessarily know how to do, but then she always says that is Kenya. Anyway, so they get to Drop It with Drew. Sonya shows up. Marlo walks right past Candy. Didn't even speak. Candy clocked it. It's all good, okay? Sonya don't want to be cool with Drew, but you want to get advice from her husband by pulling him to the side to see how he feel about you not wanting to have a child with your husband. And he pretty much tells her that you can't be selfish like that and use your career as an excuse to not move forward to have a baby, right? So that's what he says. I know how to answer that for her. I feel like different situations, different people, they're gonna have to work that out and figure that out. Candy and Marlo speak on her not speaking, okay? Then calls her out for talking about her behind her back. But before we really could get deep in that conversation, I think it was time for them to go ahead and get started. Well, they couldn't get started because Candy and Todd had to run out because somebody done jumped their motherfucking gate and then walked up there to their porch and had a motherfucking seat. And then had the audacity talking about something he was told to come to Candy house because he's T.I.'s son and he's trying to do some songwriting or something. I was like, girl, y'all should have just arrested him off the lies in general. Okay. But anyway, so what killed me was Marlo. It just irritates me so much. Like Marlo is getting on my, like what Candy said, she's getting on my nerves. Okay. Marlo goes and looks at Sheree and tells Sheree to go out there and find out what's going on. Go be nosy. Why? So that you can have more mess to turn around and talk about. And I hate that Candy and Ty did not get in the car. Maybe the producers told them not to, but next thing you know, we see damn near everybody outside. Now, Monyetta, I understood that because I feel like Monyetta was showing genuine concern for her friend. Marlo, no, you came your ass out there to be messy as hell and to be nosy as hell and to have yet something else to probably say if you could use it against her, because that's one thing that you like to do. You like to take notes on people and then turn around and throw it right back in their face at a later time. Okay. What else happened? And I'm just like, what if Candy didn't even want y'all to know her business at that time? What if she was planning on telling y'all at a separate time and all of y'all just ran out there? So, I mean, I guess. Sheree calls Drew mommy makeover horrible. And I have to point this out. And y'all finna be mad, so get mad. Sheree calls Drew's mommy maker horrible and says that she looks like a busted can of biscuits. Hear what I say. Sheree looks great. Yes, no doubt about it. Keep in mind, Sheree says that calls Drew's mommy makeover horrible and says that she looks like a busted can of biscuits. Y'all, it's not gonna like where I'm gonna go. Now, let Candace have said that from Real Housewives of Potomac. Let Candace have said that from Real Housewives of Potomac. It'll be all kind of petitions and everything going on. Y'all will be having a whole uproar. Oh my God, she called me an oatmeal pie face. Oh my God. Oh my God, she's shaming her face. Oh my God, she called her wide body. Girl, I say wide body any day before a busted can of biscuits. Do you hear what I say? Because when it comes to these hips on me, they is wide. And what else is it giving? What's going on? Okay. Not no busted can of biscuits. Now let Candace had to say that on Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm waiting for the uproar. I'm waiting for the petitions. I'm waiting. Right. Y'all be so fickle. Y'all be so fickle and fake. Anyway, bro, let's keep going. Now Drew introduces her business partner. Drew, you be lying, girl. You be lying. Drew is a liar. Drew, you be lying, Susie. So we learned that her business partner been around long before her, and so has the program. All they did was add Drew into the program, change the name, and called it Drop It with Drew. But Drew, you've been telling people you've been doing this for years. Drew, when we give you a leg up and we be here for you, girl, you let us down. Drew says they still have businesses working on, so when everybody started probing her, business owner wanted to know details, right? Drew says, I mean, y'all just sitting up here drilling my business work. I mean, everybody, my business partner, everybody got some businesses that they still working on. I mean, she by Sheree. I mean, I just now saw a Matt or something like that, she said, which was funny as hell, girl. And then Kenya told us something. You got a Matt? Girl, ain't no telling how long Sheree had that Matt in that water bottle, but I was glad to see it because that's definitely progression. And her little tights that she had on. So hopefully Sheree can actually have the website up and running by the end of the reunion. I do think that is terrible that she wasn't even able to get her website up to even consider pre-orders. Put a cap on it, maybe even 25 people. Like put a cap on, like get your prototypes, since you keep talking about prototypes, put a quantity limit for like 25 people each, because I'm sure you can afford at least 25 items per product. Put that on your site. I know you got millions of followers, but number one, you're going to see how much traffic came to your site so you can see the possibility of what you probably going to sell. Then it's going to make it look better because the item is going to be sold out. So it's going to look like, oh, snap, everybody buying it, so I want to get one too. Like, that's what you should have did. You could have pre-ordered it and then maybe shipped it out within that quarter, if not immediately, because of course she's saying her stuff is getting some type of manufactured, and it's not that she's buying stuff and just slapping a name on it. No, ma'am, that is exactly what you're doing. You can try and dress it up however you want to, but all roads lead back to China. All roads lead back to Asia, girl. You're not going to sit up here and play with the people, and it's definitely a delay. So you really could have came out better doing some pre-orders. Hello, and had things ready to ship around this time as the season that got started. But anyway, girl, maybe you'll do it around the time of your fashion show. Good luck when you use my ideas. Hit me a little super cent or some, girl. Anyway, let's keep going, okay? Now, Mayetta brings up the incident of the lady talking about Candy. So Marlo asked if it came from Kenya, and Kenya confirmed, like, girl, yeah, it did come from me. Okay, and what? I mean, you know me and Candy talk, girl. I ain't gotta act like it ain't come from me. Yeah, I said it. So what's up? Okay. So, and then tells her that Candy ain't effing with her. And see, that's what Marlo don't like to hear. Cause see, Marlo like to be the one that's not effing with people and not it being the other way around, because it makes her feel yet unwanted again. Okay. It always hurts, her feelings, but she never focuses on how she hurts other people's feelings. Okay. But I do think that Kenya should have let Candy tell Marlo that she wasn't effing with her, not Kenya. Okay, because if Candy didn't really say that, then you put words in her mouth, right? So now when Marlo is being called out for not being a good friend, like she was just doing to Candy not too long ago, and now she see how it feels and she can't take it. That's the thing for me. She can't take it. So then she tries to trigger Kenya by bringing up Mark and then bringing up her fake booty or whatever the case is. But really, you just mad. You just mad because Candy ain't with you, girl. You mad that Kenya pulled a you on you. And you mad. Girl, it's funny. So she tells Kenya to learn how to keep a man. And Kenya like, girl, where is your man at? And then it look like we both need to learn how to keep one. Okay, you need to learn how to keep a young one. All right. So then, and then says that she settled for a man that pretty much disrespects her or whatever she said. Let's see. Thank you so much, Black Royalty 88, for the super chat. I'm really starting to like Kenya this season. She seemed genuinely pissed and ready to fight Marlo, and that surprised me with how real it felt. Thank you so much for the super chat. For real, she was ready, and I was a bit shocked for me the way she came like, Joe, get out my mother, get you. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, because they could have slapped her in the face. For real. So so Marlo says she don't want one or something like that. She talk about how she don't want no man. You do. You always trying to attack people's men too. You sat up there and tried to talk about Candy's man, talk about he ain't in her tax bracket and then she settled. Then you want to sit up here and talk about Kenya's relationship and what she got going. Like, you just really an unhappy person, and it's sad. And high key, no matter how many fashions you got, in my opinion, you really high key are miserable. You're miserable as fuck. You really, really are. I truly believe that Marlo is miserable, and she hides behind the fashions and the followers that she has. It's sad. What else? I also feel like Marlo is a walking contradiction. Kenya tells her to get out her face, and she puts her hand in her face like, you need to back that up. Get out my face. And one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to disrespect me. I'm going to tell you that right now. So what's up? Okay. So Marlo, like I said, is a walking contradiction. And she says that she isn't going to bring up kids, right? So when they get Kenya to the car, she over there talking to Mayetta. So I said, well, one thing about me, I'm not going to bring up any kids. I'm not going to bring up your husband. I'm not going to bring up your mama. And it's crazy because every single thing you did do, I was like, come on, flashbacks. Like, you just said something about this lady's husband not too long ago. Just said something a few minutes ago. And then now you talk about what you wouldn't do. Like, girl, cut it. You don't even remember the stuff that you do when you do it. Meanwhile, Drew and Sonya talking. Sonya didn't apologize to Drew. And then Sonya says that she wants a child, but you know, she doesn't really want one. No, her husband wants a child, but she doesn't want one. And Drew thinks that she should want to make her husband happy. I kind of understood where Sonya was coming from too, though, because it got to be not just making him happy. Hey, Tisha, how are you? It also has to be about the things that she wants as well. So I definitely understand that. So I mean, and I like that she said who's to say she wouldn't turn around, have the child, and end up resenting her husband. So I don't know what they need to work through, but they're gonna have to get that together. And y'all might have to go see Dr. Francis, Sonya. Go and get the hire Dr. Francis from Alabama, girl. Don't be fooling with these Georgia celebrity therapists, because they ain't gonna really be able to help you for real, honey. You're going to need Dr. Francis from Love and Marriage Huntsville. So y'all need to go and give him a call and get him on over there. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me see what you're saying. Yes, Jamie, tell it. If that was the case, she could have used folks in the USA. Right. Right. Let's see. If it were Portia in this situation, people would say she needs anger management and she's unhinged. But I do agree with Kenya. They probably would have said that, like, because of Portia's history or whatever like that. They probably would try to say that about Portia. When has Marlo ever brought a man on the show? Never. All the men, we've never had their faces shown and were giving client vibes. Yikes. It's something that Kenya has that triggers Marlo insecurities. I don't know if it's Kenya's Miss USA title. I don't know. I don't know what it is that Kenya triggers about her. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Marlo pissed me off. She constantly goes straight for the white meats. Yep, but don't want the white meat to be cut on her. Sheree is absolutely full of okay. She has some nerve calling out Drew when she still isn't selling anything. That water bottle can be made on any merch website. Like, shut up, Sheree. That is correct. Okay, the website is up. I went on it today. It has some fitness photos, but no fashions as of yet, I fear. And no, you're correct, Julie. That website has not changed since last year when I went on it. Absolutely nothing. I gave her an idea. I hope that she uses it. Definitely want to see her win spring, summer, September. Thank you. Teasing a fashion line with the skill, no fashions. When Kenya got pissed, I honestly felt that she would have effed Marlo up. I'm curious of the security guard rumors that were in the blogs. Not security guard. Drew, business is none of their business. If a woman married into a business, does the number of years matter unless you're married? I feel like it do. I feel like it's do, girl. I feel like that stuff do matter if you're considering yourself to be an expert, right? When a woman if a woman married into a business, does the number of years matter unless you married? If I understood that correctly, I feel like it matters, and it depends on who the audience is, who the consumer is. You know what I'm saying? Who the person is, because some people may feel like, I mean, if you're speaking on just the marriage itself, some people feel like you probably can't get them no advice. Hey, Marcel, how are you? Unless you're 5 years or more in to that marriage, because you've probably been through some things. And the same thing with the business, it just depends on who's seeking you for what. Let's see. Sheree needs to cut the insults. After all, she married a man with the 2 left eye. Girl, I'm finna get you out of here. I'm gonna get you out of here. Not 2 of them. On the New York trip, Drew stated that we have been doing this for a long time. Drew never said, I am just the face of the program, which is what it was giving. Right? That's what it was giving. She definitely said, I've been doing this for a long time. The whole time, she's just the face of it. And it definitely seemed like she's only been doing it for like a few months or within that year. So it's like, it's not giving. You already lied with the 25 pounds and not being forthcoming originally with the liposuction and things that you got, the quote unquote mommy makeover that you led with. And then here you are over here lying again. It's not looking good, Drew. The only thing you didn't lie about was the stuff that Sonya said about you, or when Sonya invited you to some stuff. That's the only thing that you really did not lie about. That's the only thing that I can give you at this time. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I don't know what to. No. Disappointment, Drew. Disappointment. Let's see. Let's see, let's see. And I'm about to hop off this thing in just a second, you guys. I thought Drew said she was the face when Sonya and Candy came over to her house in the first episode. Did she say that? I don't know. Remember, I'm gonna have to go back and see that clip. What's up, Romeo, honey? How are you? She couldn't even do the exercises I was creating. Listen, when she had to do that push-up turnover, and then I was like, what are you doing? You need to come in here more often. You'll be out here playing with people. And I really think she should take that stuff serious, in my opinion. You know? Because people like to see real results. And you can make real money from that. You know, when people see like the real results of what you put out. You know? I gotta go. Has the after show dropped already? Because I have to go back and watch last week's after show, and I don't know if they're dropping them like later in the week. I feel like they are dropping it later in the week, but I gotta go over there and check out last week's and this week's. And I mean, if it's anything special, you know, I'll bring it to y'all and let y'all know my thoughts about it for sure. But yeah, this is it, guys. That's all that I have for this moment. I have moved This Is Messy till tomorrow. Y'all don't be mad at me, okay? Don't be mad, girl. But I moved it till tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get that content out along with some other stuff for you guys. Thank you so much. Just simply, it is up. So I'll check out last week's and this week's, okay? So yeah, if that's it, then yeah, that's all that I got. Don't forget to like the video if you have yet to do so. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at jamithatsme. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.